So I'm at Gordano Services here with Ben, one of our subscribers, who has sold me this lovely little Hyundai i10. He's got in touch with me because he knows they're my absolute faves. Ben's got a recovery firm. He has tried a bit of car trading, but decided he doesn't like the public for the car trading side of things, which is understandable, and decided to stick with the transportation because he's flat out with that. So Ben, we'll put a link to your transport company down below, mate.
Yes, please.
Yeah, we'll put a link to that. What area do you cover? You're from Wales, aren't you?
West Wales, Pembrokeshire, but we've got anywhere in the UK.
Anywhere in the UK. So if we need transport, I'll put a link to Ben down below. And Ben has just completed, Ben, bless him, has just completed the Cardiff Marathon as well for Pembrokeshire Autism. 2.5 hours he did it on his first marathon. So fair play to him on that. He's a little tired, which is why he's not so chatty, I think. But he did that, supported that one due to his daughter having problems with autism and the fight he's had to do to try and get local support from the government for the diagnosis and for the care she needs. So that's why he did that specific charity. I'll also get him to give me a link because I think he's still collecting on for that charity down. But I'll put a link down below for that as well. So we'll put a link to the Just Giving page for that as well. Yeah, because unfortunately Ben has been fighting with his wife for many years now to get the proper diagnosis of his daughter for the autism and the support he needs whilst trying to run his own business. So as Ben was just saying, we know you love a Hyundai i10. So yeah, so he got in touch with me when he decided he didn't want to do the car sales side of things and see if I'll be up for buying it, and quite kindly offered to get it a bit closer to me here at Gordano. 39,000 miles, 1.2 Hyundai i10, just the kind of thing we like. So we're going to drive this back to Chop's headquarters and then we'll have a good look over it. And let Ben get it off the trailer because that's not my favourite thing to do. Plus I've got a horrendous cold, so I'm staying away from people, not getting too close at the moment. Shame I'm going to take it over 40,000 miles on the way home, isn't it? I'm driving this back. Let me tell you about the sponsor of today's video and a long-term supporter of Chop's Garage, Surfshark. Surfshark provides a VPN, a virtual private network. A virtual private network is a secure internet connection that encrypts your data and masks your IP address whilst you're online. This can allow you to browse the net securely, knowing your data is not at risk of being captured. Secure VPNs also allow you to work remotely from home, keeping the connection to your business secure and safe. Surfshark are the leading provider of VPNs for a variety of reasons, including the fact that they use 100% RAM-only servers. RAM-only servers are faster but also delete all data when powered off and on again, unlike hard drives which retain data even when turned off, allowing easier data breaches. Surfshark also has top-of-the-line encryption and a no-logs policy, meaning they never store or collect the data of your online sessions. And those who watch Chop's Garage for a long while will know that one of my favourite features of using Surfshark, as well as keeping me secure online, is its ability to allow me to change my IP address, meaning I can access geo-locked content on streaming services and so forth that is locked based on my location. By simply using the changing IP feature on Surfshark, I can access content from all over the world. Your Surfshark account can be used both on your PC and on your mobile phone, so you can protect yourself whatever device you might be using to access the internet. So as always, Surfshark have put together a special offer for you viewers of Chop's Garage. If you go to the link shown on screen now, surfshark.com/chops, I'll also put it in the video description down below, you'll get an extra 4 months of Surfshark free. I want to thank Surfshark for being a continued sponsor of Chop's Garage. Well, that was a bit of a dramatic journey back. You wouldn't believe it now here, back at Hill Village, but the journey down here was like an absolute monsoon. I've never seen rain like it on the motorway, to the point where the inside lane was so flooded with water it was aquaplaning all the way, so you could only use the middle and the outside lane. Terrible, terrible, terrible. You could hardly see in front of you. And luckily for Mrs. Chops managed to just miss it, and I just missed it, but a chap in a Range Rover lost it, hit the central reservation, tore his front wheel off, managed to miss all the other cars luckily and get across to the other side of the road, but damaged all the central reservation, shut both sides of the motorway off. yeah, not good at all. But the i10 performed absolutely faultlessly, drove lovely. A nice little car, nice little car. Now, Ben had tried to retail this himself and he'd struggled a bit, and looking around the car, I can see the kind of bits and bobs he might have wanted to have done to have made his sale easier. He said he dealt with a few people came to see the car. One of the guys turned up in a brand new Jaguar and started to pick the car apart for the little marks it had on it, and the other one came along and said he wanted a silver car, which makes you wonder why he came in the first place. Cannot understand that one at all. But there's a few things that Ben might have wanted to have done to have improved the quickness of the sale and the hassle-freeness of the sale. One being, I know it from just doing these cars so often. So obviously the reason Ben got into this, and he doesn't mind me sharing this because we discussed it and he thought it might help some other people, is that they had an idea their daughter had autism, and but they were struggling to get diagnosis and get help from the government on it, and obviously she had additional needs. And he was busy running a very successful, what type of business was it again? It was an executive transfer business, that was it. Very successful one, but it was taking up his entire life. And with his daughter needing more care, he decided he wanted to have a job where he was actually able to spend more time and help out more. So he thought after watching a few of us, he might try cars. So he sold up his business and started trying a few cars, but he's discovered that, for instance, is like we were just talking about there, that's not his cup of tea at all. He doesn't enjoy doing that. He actually preferred the transportation side of things as well, hence him setting up the transport company. And so now he's going down that route, and he had a few cars to get rid of, this being one of them. So like I said, me knowing these cars and knowing the industry, I know a few things that probably would have helped him sell it a bit quicker. One, he needed to pop the wheel trims off and spray black behind to make the trims pop more and not have the rusty old steels. There's nothing fundamentally wrong with that, and a lot of car dealerships will leave them like that, but it just makes them pop much better. This one isn't the highest spec one, hence the black wing mirrors, black door handles. So one little addition that I would have added to it was you can get the Bluetooth adapters, so then you could have advertised it with Bluetooth, the ones that go into the USB and the auxiliary input, and they go up on the dash there, and it gives you a microphone for making telephone calls. It allows you to wireless connect to it to make you take your music across from your Spotify and so forth. That would have lifted it a bit, helped him out. And then there was a couple of bits of paint that just the public will not accept on a car like this. It's a 2017 with only 40,000 miles on it. So if this was a 2012 with say 80,000 miles on, people will live with a few bits. But 2017, they're going to want this stuff doing, these little bits here. They're going to want that. Well, actually, we'll polish it out. I think that bit one down there. But they want bits like this doing. Because they're coming along, obviously, sort of living the dream of the one owner. I don't know if this is one owner actually or not. Low mileage car. And things like this, the wheel trim here. You need to get that off, either get a trim or sand that down and paint it. All these bits need to do just to make the car pop that bit more. Because obviously, with low mileage as well, you pay a bit more of a premium. This stuff here, I think is this is buff out stuff. It looks to be in a clear coat. It's a little bit of plastic there, could do with heating up and squidging back a little bit in there. And you've got little bits here that would be worth touching in. I'll have to clean this up and see exactly how much paint is needed there. But they're the kind of things that will make life a little bit easier for you when it's selling the car. And people haven't got any reason to and ah when they come to look at it then. But we know that selling used cars is challenging, and if you've got a lot on your plate already, dealing with, what can be very challenging individuals sometimes, is not always the way forward if you're looking for a stress-free, easier life. And you'll probably find the transportation a little bit less stressful, although people can still be a pain in the bum with that. Now, he had a story that absolutely cracked me up, and I need to share it with you. So his daughter, Amelia Grace, we're going to put a picture up on screen. He has sent one and allowed me to do that as well. That's who he's doing all this for. As we said, she is been diagnosed as suffering with autism, and we know that, well, you might not know, with autism, a lot of the time, one of the things of that is people with autism get very, very focused on something. They're like laser focused on that one thing. So, for example, when he went running to do his marathon, he injured himself the week before, and she was adamant that he was only allowed to run on grass. So she was ringing and ringing, trying to ring the organisers to make sure that Daddy only ran on grass. Well, she was watching my video from last night, which was about, well, it won't be necessarily last night, depending on when this video goes out, but it was one about the X5 that I bought, that I traded out, the M-Spec X5, and she was saying to Ben, how many cars does he need though? How many cars does he need? Because he's going to buy your car as well now. How many cars does he need? And the answer to that, Amelia Grace, is that I need as many cars as I can get my hands on. But when Dad explained why I needed the car and how the retail industry worked, she understood. So what she decided to do was do me a picture to wish me luck with selling the car. So she's done me this picture here. Good luck, Chops. For me to sell the car and do all right with it retail wise. Bless her absolute cotton socks. Isn't that the cutest thing ever? So thank you, Amelia Grace, much appreciated. I'm sure this is going to make all the difference. I'm sure it's going to fly out the door with your best wishes behind it, and many thanks for that, much appreciated. So yeah, back to the car itself. I say I've taken over just over 40,000 miles driving it back now, which is a shame. Would have been nice to be under that, but unavoidable, would have happened anyway. So we've got full service history, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and I think there's an invoice in here for 24, I believe, or a receipt for the parts. So we'll check that in a moment. We've got all the handbooks. Condition wise, as you'd expect, this mileage inside is like brand new. Driving it back here, I didn't notice anything at all. Suspension, brakes, any of the stuff I'd be concerned with. Obviously there's more legroom than this normally. Just got it obviously all the way back from me driving. We can check the fluid levels now. I've done a run like that as well, but temperature came up exactly where it should, to half. No issues with that at all. Obviously no warning lights on the dashboard, anything like that. Just drove like a peach, really. A quick look underneath the bonnet. You know, if you follow the channel, you know what a fan I am of an i10. If you want a hassle-free run around, then this is the car for you. They are nigh on bulletproof, and the reason for that is the simplicity of the mechanicals on these. As you can see, for one, just simple stuff like you can get your hand in anywhere you want to get your hand in if you need to do a fix on it, or you're paying someone to do a fix. Brake fluid is beautiful and clean. Coolant level is exactly where it should be. Oil. So drop my mobile phone. So that's pretty much bang on where it should be, and it's a nice colour. So obviously I've driven it 2 hours back now. No concerns. I think sometimes these people ride the clutches on them and the clutches can be a bit grabby, but didn't have any of that going on at all. Just drove really, really nicely. So yeah, massive thanks to Ben again, and I will again put a link in the video description down below for the charity he was doing that run for. Oh, I forgot there is a ding here on the wing, which it's an easy pop one out if we can get a hand behind it. Shouldn't be too hard. Excuse my sniffling. Yes, I'll put a link in the video description down below for that charity that Ben was running for there, in case any of you are in a position to help him. I'm sure he'd really appreciate it. I've just had a message from Mrs. Chops to say they've actually shut the motorway down due to standing water now, so I wasn't over-exaggerating how bad it was. They've actually shut the motorway down, although we're in a microclimate here. For some reason it doesn't rain up in Hill Village when it is everywhere else, but obviously that was half hour up the road. But yeah, probably the right thing to do actually. In reality, I probably should have pulled over and waited for that rain to pass, because it was very sketchy. So if you find yourself in a similar situation, don't do what I did, pull over. Obviously, I mean at the services, not on the hard shoulder. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.